Alright, how y'all doing? Well, we're just gonna get right into it. We had a messy entrance in our house and shoes were all over the place. The small rack that I built just didn't work. So here's what we did. I started off by cutting some slats on the table saw. And I believe the length of these was about 32 inches, something like that. It just depended on, I guess it depends on how big your wall is and how much of that wall you want to cover. I cut a bunch of these, probably 25 or 30. I'll try to get an exact cut list in the description. My daughter's there helping out. She helps by watching and playing. So I'm cutting these from some 4x4s that I had. Right there I was just freshening them up. But yeah, those 4x4s are perfect for this because it makes a nice wide slat, so it's going to be more durable. And I spent a good, I don't know, hour or so just cutting the slats. And then I cut all the pieces that I needed for each different shelf level. So the one I made has 4 shelves in it, and they're all just, it kind of gets smaller as it goes up. One thing I wanted to make sure is, I want a good finish on this, so I sanded everything. If needed to, I planed it, and then I started to do the glue up on the first section. I built this in sections, so it's actually 4 different sections total. I just used glue and the nail gun. Hold those side rails on. Since I'm staining this, I really need to clean all the glue. Stain will not stick to the glue, I found out. Alright, there are all my main shelves. When I first started building this, I actually was thinking that I was going to build 4 separate boxes and stack them. But once I put all this together, I realized that I only needed 4, and I had left enough overlap on the bottom where I could attach it to the shelf bracket below. You'll see how it fits together later. So I actually have 4 more of those sections that I could build another one from, another whole shoe rack. See, I'm using a little spacer. I wanted to try to make sure that the spaces between the slats were fairly uniform. In some cases I had to adjust a little bit, which leads to a little bit of a problem later that you'll see. My spacer obviously wasn't perfect. Notice on this next one there's a little space. See that's extra space at the bottom? Well, I left that for a bottom that I was going to add, but then come to find out it fits into the next one perfectly. And here I'm making some, these are actually the little brackets that are going to help so that I can screw into. Once I figured out that I could actually just slide that next piece on there. This kind of helps them fit together and have a place to attach the screws. Typically when I'm building something, I go into it with an idea and I develop it. It always turns out to be a little different than I thought it would, usually in a good way. You can see there how those, actually that side's going to be against the wall anyway, so I wasn't too worried about that side. The wall side. So now I'm just going to attach the back, and this is the part that I'll screw into the wall later. And we built this thing so that it's raised up off the ground about 7 or 8 inches. So it's actually only supported on the wall. And we wanted to be able to clean underneath it. So there you can see the whole thing is assembled. Now I just gotta finish it. This little plane is great for this kind of stuff where you just need to even up an edge or tighten up a corner. I got that on Amazon for like 15 bucks maybe. See, I'm wearing that mask. That's just in case anybody with the coronavirus walks into my shop. Don't want to take any chances. This is the same stain that I use for most stuff. It's the dark walnut. It's Varathane because that's what you can get at Home Depot now. Can't get the Minwax anymore, which is what I always used to use. Once I get it all stained up, I'll wipe it down and let it dry for a couple of days, and then come back and spray it with a clear. But we really liked the way that it turned out, and we installed it as soon as it was dry, and I had about 4 coats of the clear, and I used the clear spray. We screwed it into studs in the wall, and then my wife decorated it, and we love it. Looks cool, works perfect. And you can open the door all the way.